This episode is brought to you by Another Heist. Hey music makers, our passion drives our mission with our free open studio experience, helping you overcome financial hurdles so you can keep the hits coming. In our marketing package, it's not just an add-on, it's crucial for your success and ours. We're fueling the growth of the New England music scene, making it part of our core strategy, because when our community thrives, we all flourish. Join us and be a part of the movement. You see these kicks? These kicks were dirty. They were beat up, I couldn't wear them. But I got in contact with Lara Murchie at 537 Shawmut Ave, the fashion center, and he brought these beauties back to life. Get in touch with him if you need your kicks clean, your furniture done, your purses done. It ain't called the fashion center for no reason. At 537 Shawmut Ave in historic South Boston. Just tell him your boy said ya. Peace. What is going on, good people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That Podcast. You all know my motto. Don't say this, say that. Firstly, I want to appreciate everybody tuning to my last episode with my dog, Jeff Porter. It was a really dope conversation. If you haven't already, please go check that out. It's on YouTube right now. And as always, please leave a like and comment under this video if you're going to fuck with it. I'm sure you're going to, because it's guess we got today. It's going to be pretty awesome. And as always, hit that subscribe button to help grow the platform more. And of course, follow me on Instagram, REPETE617, and the podcast, which is say_that_pod. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, I like to bring people back to this platform. You know, people with a dope story to tell, you know, just overall great human beings. But a lot of them, and I'm not throwing any shade here, they don't really put in work as much as the guest we got here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to proudly reintroduce to Say That, first time in Beverly, of course, Rob Kelley-Morgan of Mr. Put In Work. What's going on, baby?
What's up, P? How you doing?
I'm doing
Thank you
good,
for having me.
Of course, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope to see you again and shit like that.
Facts, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, because I've been kind of studying your journey over the last 3 years.
Studying my journey.
You know what I'm saying? I've been paying attention.
I love
you know what I'm saying?
I love
you got to
that.
pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got, you know, people who are going to make it big in this industry, right in your city, like right, you know, accessible to you, and, you know, you follow each other and stuff like that, you know, you got to show love. You got to make sure,
facts.
like, you know,
I appreciate that support, man.
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
So, firstly, obviously, you know, you were going to throw this big-ass festival. Bro, you assembled, and I got to say this because I said this when I seen the roster. That was the Boston Avengers, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what enemy you was trying to take down or whatever the fuck, but you pulled
Mediocrity.
out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yo, you pulled out every stop for this, bro.
Yeah.
He got Mouthy in the Lord's Year 2024 on a festival. That alone sold it for me.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to ask you about that collection of artists, because obviously, you know, to me, Mike Scarfo, you know, shout out to Shelly Marie, she's here too. That lineup, you know, that's like, whoa, that's like fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But to the untrained eye, you know, you're kind of like, you know, who are these people or stuff like that. So how would you think that we get those artist names in front of the untrained eye, you know, get their music pushing so they know that if they see that festival lineup, they're like, oh, this is big time shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just doing things like this, like there was a dude that pulled up to the festival, even though it got rain delayed and stuff like that, got postponed. He pulled up. He said he didn't know most of the artists on the flyer, but he knew of an artist that was on the flyer. So then the night before, he just listened to everybody's music. Yeah. And he got excited. And I think that's how a lot of festivals are. There's so much music being made and so many artists out that like events and programming and just different aggregations of the artists, like media platforms, press, is what allows you to inform. So I think, you know, getting more press, doing more things, more events, and actually, you know, allowing outsiders that are intrigued, and also the consumer too, like, do you actually care about your local and regional artists? Like, if you don't, we can educate you to care, but you should have a natural inclination to care about what's going on in your city. If you don't have that, then
you're just hating at that point.
Yeah,
really.
I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a person that, like, yeah, and I think that's one of the hardest journeys about New England is, like, getting people to care about regional shit because they seem to be focused on things outside of the city, and they just, I don't know. I don't know what it's about, but I just know what I'm focused on is people that do care. So people that are excited. Like I seen the feedback of the festival lineup, and that was more than enough. And then if those people have friends, family, they got them excited. Hopefully, you know what I mean. You focus on the people that are super excited already, and hopefully those people then convert people rather than trying to directly convert the people because that's just too much of a journey. Like. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be that one person like a Pete that then goes on to start a podcast and, you know, actually tells their people like, yo, you got to know about, you got to care. Like, and, you know, so I'm just trying to give people things that they like, oh, yeah, like this is happening. So you got to check this out, too. You feel me?
That's a very good point because that takes me actually back to how I actually got into knowing Boston music and like the rappers because, you know, my boy used to scroll SoundCloud like all the time. That was his main source of music. It wasn't Apple Music, Spotify, it was SoundCloud. And lo and behold, you know, he went through Hefe Replay's whole bodies of work and stuff like
rest
that.
In peace, rest in power, you feel
know what
me?
I'm saying? That shit still bothers me to this day.
Thanks.
But he sent it to me, and he's like, yo, like, this dude's from Boston. And so from there, it just snowballed. It was Replay first, and then it was Stiz, you know, Lino, Plat Finesse, and then so on and so forth. Yeah. So that's actually a very good point about, you know, the people, you focus on the people that care. Because from starting this, you know, I could kind of tell, like, who cares that I do and who doesn't. And, you know, I don't feel too much type of ways about it, but I'm like, you know, because my direct best friends do support me. But if, like, you know, you see me in the street, you know I have good rapport, and, like, you don't care about, you know, what I'm doing, it's like, all right, well, it's like I said, let me educate you. Like, this is why, you know, we got so much dope art in this city that it would be criminal if it didn't go highlighted. Yeah. So that's a very good point. I appreciate you saying that.
For sure.
But through that, you now a member of Dorchester Art Project. You know, one of the most well-known, like, it's a co-collaborative. Am I saying?
Cooperative.
Cooperative.
Yeah. So I'm a co-owner in Dorchester Art Project. I'm one of 6 of the new owners of Dorchester Art Project. So our goal is to, you know, just highlight, support, champion, and uplift artists in the city of all types of arts and walks of life in the city of Boston, Dorchester mainly, and then, you know, all of Boston, Roxbury, Mattapan.
Yeah, because that's, you know, the mecca of it is around that area.
And especially for BIPOC artists.
So did they, like, sell it to you? Like, what was the story? Like, did they, like, go out of business
sell it to me
or something like that? Like,
go out of business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an opportunity, and there was an opportunity. It was going through a transitional period. I saw the value in it. We talked to previous ownership, leadership, and you know, completed a succession and formed it into a cooperative with my partners and my team.
Shout out to Haas too, because that's another that's another dude
amazing.
that
yes, we just did a partnership with Beat the Odds. They did an amazing Arts and Music Summit last week, and we're going to continue to do amazing programming and just different things to activate the city of Boston and the artists in it. And I saw an opportunity to efficiently support artists in the way I have for the past decade and as a talent manager. Cool. And I took the opportunity to become an owner. So
there you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of managing talent, you do that very well, my boy. You know what I'm saying? The plaques on the wall speak for it. How many we at right now?
We're at like 40 certs when it comes to RIAA, Billboard, Spotify, iTunes. And that's mainly from the engineer that I had the blessing of managing named Scott Taylor Jr. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, GIB DJ put some plaques on the wall as well when it comes to production. But, so we running it up.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get quite a few, man.
No. I think the Grammys are next, bro. You know what I'm saying? Facts. If they already ain't in reach, they're very, very close.
Yeah, facts.
However, but because it's a good transition to what you were on the last time you were on this show when Stupefy was a thing, you know what I'm saying, for yourself. So from that kind of period to, you know, you closing that, moving on to different ventures to now, like, the journey's been nuts, bro.
Yeah.
And you would think it's been like 10 years, but really it's only been 3.
Yeah.
So what you've been able to accomplish in 3 years is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
niggas don't even niggas don't even understand putting work ain't even 2 years old.
Right.
So
and you've always went by like Rob puts in work and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
But the company actually,
in your DNA.
Starting the company is only a 2-year company. You feel me? With Stupefy, you know what I'm saying? The journey of that. Did I let you complete the question?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay,
like,
well,
because
the journey
basically what I was trying to tell you was like, how was that transition period of you from like closing SeeFour? Obviously, if you maybe like felt some ways about that, and then you were like, you went on to this other next.
Yeah,
project.
thank you for that question, bro. Like SeeFour, like ending that and transitioning into the Put in Work era and just so 3 years ago I started Put in Work Studios on Blue Hill Ave. You know what I'm saying? It was my first recording studio that I owned, operated with one of my partners, and that I developed, designed that Put in Work logo. And I made SeeFour when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So dissolving SeeFour and then transitioning all my knowledge, assets, and equity into a new entity was like going through a rebirth. You feel me? Like I became something different. My energy became something different, and and it's working. Like the frequency is different than it was in the first, like, cause I did SeeFour from 2014 to 2022, I guess. Like, but it really was like done in 2021 for real. And in that time period, like my whole life changed. You know what I mean? Like, cause when I started SeeFour, I was just I was a teenager. Like I didn't know the business of music. I didn't know myself for real. I didn't know, but I had a vision. You feel me? And I had like an idea of what I wanted the world to be. And then going forward that 8 years, like I learned so much. I got to see the world. Like I'm in Italy, I'm in Germany.
I was gonna say, bro, you've been everywhere.
Yeah, I'm in all scopes of the music business, and I'm in meetings, I'm in studios, and I'm learning this business I'm learning every element of it. And I always tell people like the difference between Put in Work and SeeFour is like SeeFour is a company of like vision, you know what I mean, and thought. You feel me? But Put in Work is a vision of is a company of knowing, of substance. You know what I mean? SeeFour was more, even the name, it's in the name. Like SeeFour means to astonish, to astound, leave unable to think. You feel me? And it's magic. That was the whole point.
Right. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Like,
so like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Put in Work ain't magic.
No.
Put in Work is, this is what it
right.
is.
You
get
what
like,
right.
like, yeah, and
it's
I know this
right.
shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
it's like construction to me now. It's like, I got soil, I got buildings, I'm building a house, like, but it's music, so people don't expect you to treat music like that, but that's how I treat it with Put in Work.
You gotta treat it with care. You know what I'm saying?
It's about knowing your brick.
Put in Work is now, it's a management service. You got PutInWorkTV, you got Put in Work Records.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, because I was looking like all this shit. Bro, you incorporated pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know too many people that are a corporation now that just were like, that just took that chance on themselves.
Yeah.
So, and I look at PutInWorkTV as like, because I used to read Complex growing up.
Yeah.
And I feel like, that kind of was the good, like, when the blog era ended, that was kind of like what I went to for like who to see in music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now what Put in Work vibe, because Complex kind of like went out of sour, it kind of went sour for me. But when I see Put in Work, TV or like the website, I kind of get that like blog era type thing back where, you covering, anyone who's dropping, and then the New England culture playlist, you got all the dope platforms that some of them I ain't even never heard about. So you know what I'm saying? You literally have the whole region covered when it comes to this hip hop shit.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody really is doing that. Nah. Not at all. No. I don't even think, really, it's like not at all. You know what I'm saying? But in that time frame, especially last year, it only took PutInWorkTV 1 year to get nominated for a BMA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Best
saying?
music publication 100%. For sure. Only been around for a year.
That was crazy. And that just, I think that's a real testament to like just the man you are. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't take shit or no from like anybody. If you want to do some shit, the shit's gonna happen. Yeah. If it comes out your mouth, the shit's gonna happen.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why, you know what I mean? That's why I let it come out my mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? Right.
I be talking that shit. I got to. You
exactly.
Feel me?
And, even last year, I got to give you props to this too. When the BMAs had Talent Manager of the Year, its first ever category, yourself got nominated.
Yes.
So I got to give a big salute to you.
Thank you.
Surprised you didn't win, honest to God.
Oh, yeah, you know it is what it is.
If you ain't know the BMAs by now, it's like, that's how shit goes.
It is what it is, you feel me? But yeah, to get the nomination, like I was extremely grateful, and gratitude was the only thing I could express, and even the experience itself was smooth, so I'm not tripping, because at least there even is a thing that, like, I got a nomination under my belt, and it's from my city, so, you know what I mean? Because I care about Boston, I care about that shit, so I actually cared about that shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I want as many accolades on my wall as possible.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what I mean?
That
like,
record will look good on this wall right
there.
You know what I mean?
Like,
So
you
it's
know what I'm saying? So I gave a fuck. But, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm probably sure you're gonna get nominated this year.
Oh yeah,
and if
unless they hate.
Yeah,
you know
I was gonna say unless they hate. Yo, BMAs, don't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
We kind of in the middle of October, so the nominations should be out a little bit soon.
We'll see what's up, man.
We'll see what's up.
We'll see where Putting Work lands.
You know
on
what I'm
that.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But one thing that I've been watching, in different these platforms, bro, you are like, I don't know how you ain't like a manager on like a wrestling show. You know what I'm saying? You can manage a world champion at that point. Because I'm a big wrestling fan. I see that type of shit, that type of energy it takes. Like, you could cut a promo and sell people on a fucking chair.
Oh, you calling me Vince McMahon?
No, without, not without. I would say you're more Paul Heyman, bro, or like MVP type of shit. You know what I'm saying? You're more Montel Vontavious.
I want to promote boxers too. That's crazy. That's my next step. Like in my, a few years from now.
But yeah, so and one thing that I really took, I think it was from your last interview on High Street.
Word, you like that? You fucked with that?
Of course. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, bro, that's the type of thing. When you talk, motherfuckers gotta listen.
Yeah.
So I listen. And one thing that I'm glad, like, you said this was a part, like, and I believe it was, like, rappers, like, hoeing for, like, IG and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because he's right. Because when it comes to this creative space, like, I'm not trying to see influencers. Yeah. I'm trying to see rappers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Artists.
I don't care. Right. Artists. I don't want a dude who's going to be like, oh, this is my daily vlog and, all that shit.
Like, look at me. I eat pineapple juice. I drink pineapple juice. I'm a pineapple drinker.
Right,
I don't give a fuck, nigga.
I don't care, dog. Like, what music are you making? Like, who you collabing with?
And the music be ass.
Cheeks, bro.
You get what I'm saying? They doing all that. They selling me juice.
Right.
And then music be ass. Get your ass in the studio. Find a good producer. Find an engineer. Find a manager. Do you have a lawyer? Do you have an accountant? Like, do you have an actual team? What are you doing? Are you just making content with your iPhone? Like,
see, this is why, bro, you could be a rapper. Cause
I could pop that shit, man.
You already know what the fuck they want to do.
But see, me, like, the reason I didn't do it, because I rapped when I was a child. You feel me? I performed on stages. I have a certain essence where I could move a crowd. Like, I've done this shit. You know what I'm saying? And at 14, I said, I don't want to do that shit no more. I want to be on the back end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was my decision. I don't know what these niggas' decision is for real. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Because if it's for attention, there's way better ways to get attention. Unless you're just that starved. You feel me? Like, come on, bro. Like, like some niggas like gotta do a lot of shit for attention. You feel me? I don't have to ever lay down a beat to get some attention. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what niggas is doing it for. Like, that's why I don't deal with those types. You feel me? I deal with a SeeFour who's been doing this shit since he was 12 years old. I walked on the stage. SeeFour was 17 years old, 16 years old. Seen him perform. He was performing against a whole bunch of just adults. You know what I'm saying? Walked away with like a 5-band.
Was that at the Middle East?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With the red vest era, SeeFour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's that.
Story,
you meet his mama, he's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm in his mama house. I'm in it like, I know why he do this. Because this is, you hear his name, what his mama named him. I know why he's doing this. It's not because of anything new. It's not because he put a phone in his hand and he decided, I'm gonna rap. It's because this is our life, bro. Like, the same reason I do this is because, bro, this is my life. Like, there was no other step other than hip hop for me. You feel me? Like, and I can't take it acceptable where people are using artistry and music as like a gateway to get girls. Like, you gotta do all that. 15, like, you get what I'm saying? Like my nigga, you are a grown ass man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you think recording some records is gonna make you cool for real? Like, no. Bro. Go fucking get us trade, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Women like niggas with money. Go get a job. Right. Get a trade, bro. Be a carpenter. You dig me? Like, don't be no fucking rapper to get girls, bro. Are you dead ass? Like, come on, bro. Yeah. Get you some money, bro. Like, if that's what you want. And this ain't the way, is what I'm telling you. Like, you got to put in 15 years of pain to touch paper. So it's come on. There's more efficient ways, bro.
Because, we in the microwave era. You know what I'm saying? It's always this fucking, like, these TikTok, like, artists and shit like that are good for a song, and then that's it. Yeah. So I'm glad that, like, you got that mindset and you're telling, like, your clients, like, bro, fuck that shit. Because that is not sustainable at all. Yeah. You're going to be gone in a month if you think you got one song that's going to pop. Yeah. And I've said this to actually, shout out Mike Sanchez. We've talked about this. It's like, if we blew up after like episode 3 or 4, I wouldn't know what to do. You know, I'd honestly be trying to like keep up that shit that I did, but it wouldn't be authentic. It would be so like fast food type
facts
content. You know what I mean? As opposed to like the 5-star dining restaurant type content that honestly I'm really trying to like, you know, put out with these like episodes and stuff like that. So when I look at rappers who, you know, do that, bro, not even to get off topic, I just seen something the other day of all these rappers who fell off. And I knew who they were because, you know, their songs were everywhere on TikTok and like all these platforms, but like they're nobodies now. You know what I'm saying? They're not making timeless music. No, I can speak confidently for the city that I'm in. This timeless music here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, there's some great artists.
I'm gonna be playing SeeFour in 10 years. Still, I'm gonna be playing. You know,
that Spirit of Warrior. If you're putting work records out now, go listen to that shit.
Executive produced by your boy. Anniversary actually. Shout out to that.
Facts.
You know, but like I'm saying, I'm gonna be playing Devo's music in 10 years. Aunt Bell's, like, I'm just thankful that people here have that mentality of, yo, it's a lifetime grind. It ain't. Because like you said, if you're dropping music just to drop music and get popular, you're a hoe. Yo, you're a hoe. You're a whore. I'm sorry. You're
very slutty.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You want some slut shit. It is. And I see, like, because one thing about content in Boston, I'm not a big Boston content creator guy. However, I got to give a shout out to Harvard's Eye. He does a great job because that's a whole spectrum of the city. Like, I never grew up on knowing about. Like, I didn't leave, like, the North End, that area. I never...
And Mike D's, Harvard's Eye, Mike D's,
exactly.
like, they're making good content. So, and then also the platforms, like, Inside the Maze, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Show and Tell
shout
Boston,
out to them, absolutely.
You feel me?
You know, the Real Boston Media, too, as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. Shout out to Real Boston. That's my guys.
Of course, but one thing that, like, it just annoys me, bro, is, like, the bigger Boston content creators, all they're offering, bro, is a Boston accent. You saying some funny shit in a Boston accent. It's like, all right, I got one, so if that's all it takes to, like, make people laugh or be funny, I'm all set, bro. I'd rather stick to my guns with this. I'd rather talk to the talent managers, the rappers, the artists, you know, people who run a sneaker store or something like that, because that shit just, I feel like I'm above that type of content. You know what I mean? And I almost feel like, you know, as you were saying earlier, it's like if you're doing all this shit to get attention, like, you yourself also is above that type of content because it's like, that's not smart. It doesn't serve you.
It's not sustainable for real.
Right, exactly. So you're only with the sustainable shit.
Absolutely. It's like, it comes down to the point of, like, when you put your phone in your pocket, who are you? You feel me? And that's who you need to focus on. Not this whole imagery performative shit niggas is doing or people's doing. You feel me? Like, it's just unnecessary to me. Because it's like, at the end of the day, you need to do a lot of, like, putting work is not about social media.
No,
you feel me? Putting in work is about doing self-work. It's about really realizing who you are. Like, even before your artistry, you feel me? Like, you really got to know yourself before you can even put anything to the world. Like, you got to know why you're doing what you're doing, who you're doing it for yourself. Are you trying to utilize your talents to make a better life for you and your family? You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to do that,
because they don't even think about the family. They just think about themselves.
Nah, it's for you and your family. Like, that's why we use our talents. That's what, like, it's not just about yourself. Like, you got a God-given gift, you feel me? Like, that can get your family out of poverty. You know what I mean? Get your family out of the working class line. Create generational wealth. And you want to fuck off for Instagram? Come on. Like, what do we, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, you have a God-given talent that you have to buckle in, like, because God will give you the talent, but you got to put in the grind. Like, you got to do the work, like, and you got to really sit with yourself. Like, that's the real journey of all this shit, sitting with yourself and knowing yourself. Yeah, you can do busy shit and just go through the hoopla, but then also dictating what frequencies you allow to, like, flow you. You feel me? And, like, and that's, you can't allow anything to move you anyway, because then what you gonna get into for real? You get what I'm saying? Like if you allow anything to move you anyway, then you on rodeo. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you get what I'm saying? Like, for real, you better buckle in and say, I'm not going, bro.
No,
like, I got a mission, but you got to know yourself, because in this business, bro, there's a whole lot of slick talking, pimp talking, ass niggas, and at the end of the day, I can talk it just like you, but I'm going for a different path. I'm championing something different. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what you niggas is championing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with that shit for real. Like, I'm with
100%.
I'm God soldier for real.
I think
Like,
stamp that too.
Yeah.
Soldier. That's hard.
For real, yeah.
So, I think they championed like some suspect shit. I mean, the
Yeah.
big names, because like Cat Williams said, the truth gonna come to light this year, and if you know, it's been in the news cycle. Plenty of people have been talking about it. We ain't gotta like go that way with the
I get what you're saying.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but yeah, and it's about not taking a shortcut. Like,
right, absolutely.
It's about knowing every step of your brick. It's about knowing like you can't complain about something that you don't know anything about. You can't wish something was different that you don't even know what you want to be different. Like, I took the time to really learn this business, learn myself first and foremost. Like, I know myself. You feel me? Like, that's why I can talk the way I talk. That's why I can do the way I do. If I didn't know myself, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. But I know a lot of people are doing this industry and don't even know themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's like, bro, you really signing up. You really building concrete bricks on top of unstable foundations, and you really can't do that. You feel me? Because this business is not the business for that.
It's gonna eat you alive, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not stable enough to not be internally stable. Right. Like, this business is not a stable business. And I'm telling people the height of it. I'm talking about the tip of the top. The people you look up to, the people that got everything you want in this business. It's still not a stable ground. No. Like, even on that end, it could change in the blink of an eye for them, and they know that. So it's like when you doing that, you gotta really want this shit. You gotta really know, like, and that's why if it's just for you, go get a trade, bro. Right. Like, now, if it's for you, your family, you want to help a lot of people, and you want to use your voice and you want to amplify your voice to spread a message of hope and change for your people, then go on that journey, walk that lonely road. But if you're not trying to go big, go normal.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Step below, right?
Go normal. If you're not trying to, because at the end of the day, when you know, like, okay, I'm using my voice to lead people into a journey and to inspire people. Of course. Then when it's them hard days and you got 2 pieces of toast and some butter, it's okay. Yeah. But when you just doing it for whatever, that 2 pieces of that butter looking crazy now. You get what I'm saying? Now it's looking crazy. But when you got the journey of like, bro, I gotta do this because this is my mission in life. That 2 cents, you eating that with a smile on your face because you know what's going on. Right. And that's another thing I want to say. Like, people be thinking I'm just chatting or some shit sometime. Like, I'm telling you, like, what I know. Like, I was doing this shit with nothing. You feel me? And I built this shit up myself. You get what I'm saying? To actually earn in a business where a lot of niggas don't ever get to earn. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like, I know the steps, and I'm trying to tell niggas in plain sight what the steps. You don't have to listen, but you're going to learn eventually.
You say it all the time, bro. You against the odds. You pick yourself every time.
Yeah, facts. And
I think that's, it's a very powerful, like, mission statement and shit like that.
Facts.
So I can't see how people look at you and be like, how you just chat. Like, bro, you getting all this free game, like, right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
and that just shows me, like, in this realm, or in this, like, just what we got going on, like, people want what's easy. They don't want what's real a lot of times. You feel me? Like, they just want what's, like, can be conveniently. Like, they don't want the game that can really change their life, because then they realize, like, you got to actually do the work. Like, I'm not about to tell you, I'm not selling nobody a dream, bro. I'm not about to tell you do this, that, and then your life changes. That's not how this shit works, bro. Your life changes gradually over years' time of you putting grinding, knowledge, reading books, going through experience, and failing. And you can't skip that. No one can come and save your life. No one can come and save you and tell you do this step, because any nigga who telling you that, that's the same person 3 years from now, you hate them because they took from you. And you allowed them to take from you because you allowed a dream to be sold, rather than listening to the person where it's like, yo, bro, this is what you have to do. And it's not easy work, bro. You're going to have to do it. And it's just like if you go to be an apprentice and then you go get your trade and then you go work in the field as a, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to go up. It's all the same steps. Right. And people be running away from that. They think there's some, like, quick fix. You feel me? Because it's a lot of times, like, people are getting took from in this business, and I'm just trying to let them know, like, you gotta learn, bro. You can't run, because I know a lot of times, like, you know, you might drop out of school, or you might say college isn't for you, or you might say I don't want to do this, that, and the third. But no matter what you choose in this life, you're choosing to be a student, or you're choosing to fail. Like, if you don't learn, and if you don't make yourself learn, you're going to fail. Like, so it's like, don't run from being a student. You can't put artistry, you can't make artistry a a way to not be a student.
Yeah.
Like you're actually choosing to be the biggest student. You get what I'm saying? So understanding that, because a lot of people like try to like run away from that learning and run away from that knowledge that you have to gain to do something properly. Yeah. And you can't only decide like, I like to do it, so I'm only focused on what I like to do, because you always will reach a roadblock. Absolutely. Like you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in that learning process, or feeling like a fool because you don't know and being uncomfortable. I remember I was in Italy and I'm just like, I couldn't pronounce nothing.
Bro, I'm Italian, I still can't. You know what I'm
you
saying?
Get what I couldn't pronounce nothing.
Yeah.
I'm all so used to like my palate's trash. My palate's trash. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I'm just like there and I can't even intake it and I feel like weird as fuck. And I took the moment on and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's like I'm this moment changed my life. Like just the feeling of like, yo, I don't know anything here. I'm looking at the people and I'm thinking, are they judging me? I'm just feeling uncomfortable, bro. And you know, some people would take that experience and never jump again. No. Or like, oh, I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna go where it's safe at. I'm gonna go where the ketchup at. You feel me? But
go with the ketchup. I'm
gonna go where the ketchup at. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go where my chicken at. You feel me? Without the tang to it. Cause even like I went my first like Italy, I'm in McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Just because I needed something familiar, bro. Yeah. And then I told myself, nah, bro, you can't do that, bro. You gotta experience what you when in Rome, like really understand that shit.
You in Italy,
really understand that shit. And even that process changed. Like that little scope of like understanding changed the way I process a lot of stuff. Where it's like, oh, bro, when you feeling that feeling where it's like you feel like you don't even get it. Like I remember the first time I moved into a spot, bro. It was a brownstone and shit, and I was walking around the neighborhood and shit, and I just felt so uncomfortable, like I didn't deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, this shit different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, and it just was weird. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a moment of like this feeling. Not when you keep elevating, you're gonna keep feeling that, and you can't run from that feeling. You just gotta grow into it. You feel me? And you gotta understand like why you're feeling that, and understand like there comes moments of like feeling like nobody understands you, cause your people still where they at. Yeah, they still got the same mindset. Yeah. You
can't be stuck there, which like
you in Italy eating premium steak and you going back to the block. You know what I'm saying? And then when you go back to the block, nobody was with you, so they don't understand what you've seen. So that's what another thing. Like it's been 11 years, 365 days times 11 of just elevation and growth, and then nobody gets what I've saw or like how my head is actually working. So I'm trying my best to articulate it to motherfuckers, but you'll never understand it until you go through it. Right. You feel me?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then, yo, bro, that stamp all that shit, because that was a great point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we as people, like, not even just if you like, even if you're not a creative, like, even if you said you work in the 9 to 5, like, and I've seen this like with some of my best friends. Like, yo, one of my best friends, like, he's not my friend anymore, but like he just didn't even want to travel. Period. Like, bro, like, this world's so huge, like, and you just want to sit here, like, in Boston, North End, you know, looking at the same shit every day. Like, I don't know, as someone that would drive me insane, how that doesn't drive you insane. Like, this, you have to be uncomfortable, because that's how do you not know what you're comfortable with? Yeah. You know what I mean? You're going to make that shit comfortable anyways. So why not just take the leap? Like, why, like, bro, he was eating like chicken nuggets till he was like fucking like 15 and shit like that. We were out like at these fancy restaurants around like the city and shit like that. I'm like, bro, like, get a steak, like, you know what I'm saying? Get something, like, be okay with not knowing what the next thing is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that's life as a whole, bro. Facts. It's not just some like, you know, call the baby type shit where like, oh, mommy's there, daddy's there, and you comfortable. Like, bro, like, there's gonna be a time, bro, and it sucks, but there's gonna be a time when your mom and dad ain't around anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so as a human being, like, you just have to process your emotions correctly. And if you're uncomfortable in a situation, like, you can't be like, recognize why you're uncomfortable, and then make it like your own. Type shit. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. Right? I agree. So, and that's a great story, of course, you being in Italy and shit like that. Because, like I said, you've been all over the world. Yeah. But one thing that, and I've been kind of taking this as a current grad school student, is like branding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's got their own brand. And obviously, like, ain't no guy, you what brand is. If you don't know Rob Kelley-Morgan's brand, like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you wear that on your shoulders and on your sleeves. But one thing that I've learned is, like, there's been people that, you know, I haven't even talked to in a while, and they're like, aren't you the podcast kid and shit like that? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that kind of goes back to what you were saying of, like, the, not really uncomfortability, but the unfamiliarness of, like, these random people coming up to you and being like, yeah, you do that podcast and shit like that. So it's all about representing your brand well. So how, or I should say, what would be your message to the artists that really don't rep their brand well as a person who is in a creative space as yourself? Or is that?
For artists that don't rep their brand well, you can always learn. You know what I'm saying? Not to be repetitive, but you can always learn and rebrand as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't always put in work. It was Stupefy at first. I used to not put my logo on anything because I wanted to learn the business. You feel me? Like, I used to not be out like that. Like, I didn't put my brand out there until I felt comfortable in knowing what my brand was, which took me 6 years. You feel me? And now you can see my brand everywhere because I know what my brand is. So I can feel comfortable. I know who to collaborate with. I know who to work with. I know who matches I know the design palette. I understand what imagery and what mission values and principles I'm setting for my companies. You feel me? But that's all starts from me knowing myself. Like, I just tell any artist, like, know yourself first. Like, do self work. Like before you even lay a song down, like, really understand yourself, like, and live life, like, and be present in your life and your journey, like. And the artistry and the brand will come later. You feel me? Like, so, like, don't rush to develop a brand and you're gonna be a completely different person in 18 months. Like, why don't put yourself in a box young. Like, I feel like that's what branding somewhat does. So it's like, okay, you was a content creator at 15, now you're 28, and you're still, because you got some buzz at 15, you think you still have to be that. So then, because you branded yourself so early, you didn't really allow yourself room to, like, grow freely. You feel me? So with branding, I'm kind of like, as a person that been a brand builder for a long time, I see the pros and the cons of it, because yes, branding does get you more opportunities, but at the end of the day, don't allow branding to stifle the person you're becoming or the artist you can become, because you're too quick to commercialize yourself. You feel me? And and you can always start a new brand. Like, I'm not even one of them niggas who, my name is Robert Kelley-Morgan. Like, that's my fucking name. Like, I don't go by Rob PutInWork. Like, that's that's my handle. And then I own PutInWork. But if I want to start Whoop-de-Whoop LLC tomorrow, I can do that. You get what I'm saying? And nobody has to fucking know. I don't actually have to post it. I get money from a lot of companies. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's also like that. Like, don't think because everything you do has to be publicized or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the best companies are merchants. You feel me? And merchants do wholesale business. You feel me? So understand,
as someone whose family's in the merchant business, that's right. You know what
you get what I'm saying? And they make a lot more money than when you deal with bricks rather than lines. Like, I think branding is the line of the brick. And I think so many people think because that's the thing, they think because that's what they see, that's what they have to focus on. But really, the important thing is, like, supply chain, production,
all this shit that
business plan, the thing that you're actually supposed to never show to people. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, and those are the things that matter. Those are the IP that, not a brand. Like, when you see the Tides or the Gaines, I don't know if Tide and Gain are owned by the same people, but Procter and Gamble is the entity, and then they own mad brands. But Procter and Gamble is business.
You ain't seen them.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you might not know what Procter and Gamble is.
If not, their logo's like this big on the product.
So the major brand is the smallest thing shown.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like understanding like what's going on here and not trying to focus too much on, like, establish yourself as a brand when you still need to know yourself. Really focus on your the way your production line, your supply chain, your systems, your systems and operations. Like, that's what I just tell any aspiring entrepreneur. Now, when you're an artist, focus on your story, not your brand, your story. What story are you telling to yourself and others, and how well do you tell that story?
Right.
And then when you talk about making a brand is simple. Once you know your story, what promise are you making based upon that story to the people that believe in the story? And that's your brand.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Beautifully said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying I study that shit, and even in the college I'm in at Emerson, they're not really like saying that shit. They're saying more the business side of shit. So it's good to hear like from that type of perspective of things. So I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
To go into a little deeper topic, because you posted about it. You had or your family went through a situation with your uncle, surrounding like. I believe it was a prison death and stuff like that. And one of the big problems in this country is actually like prison healthcare and like the environments that we're actually putting prisoners in. Because respectfully, as someone who has like looked at that shit before, it's like they're prisoners, but they don't got to be subjugated to these like situations and shit like that. So, and I think prison healthcare in this country is actually on the decline, or just like safety in general.
Yes, the industrial prison complex is
it's one of the most. I think it's probably the most evil thing in the country. Like you know what I'm saying. We have all these privatized prisons and shit like that are literally designed and set up in these areas where you're mostly targeting young Black Americans. As opposed to like just getting the actual like problems off the street. You're stereotyping them. You may be planting drugs on like a car or shit like that. Like I've seen like all the documentaries, and it's like wild. So I just think it's, to go back to my point was, are you like, comfortable talking about?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
I didn't want to like blindside you.
I got no. You did your research, right? My uncle Anthony Kelley didn't even make it to 40. He was 38 years old. He died in the custody of the Boston police, in the Boston jail cell.
Right.
His heart was enlarged. He asked for medical help. He didn't receive that medical help, and he passed away. So my father, let's say I think my father had 7 siblings. You know what I mean? Out of that 7 siblings, 4 of them never saw 45. I believe. So you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about that, when you talk about one of them being drowned in a YMCA pool in Boston at 15 years old, or you talk about my uncle dying in the jail cell, then you talk about my other aunt, who was my father's twin, passing away from lung cancer due to cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you talk about like issues that plague like the Black community in the United States, but then also this is a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when it comes to my family, just the intergenerational trauma and things that we had to face, you feel me? Like, it has impacted my journey as a man before I even knew my story for real. Yeah. Because my father used to talk about my uncles all the time. You know what I'm saying? My father still talks about my uncles all the time. Every time we talk, you know what I mean? He mentions like just certain things that affected him and affected the way he has to perceive life. And then that in turn affects me. And that in turn will affect my children, and it just continues on. Right. So it's like, at what point do we take hold of these issues? You know what I mean? And what point do we hold everyone involved accountable? You feel me? Because there's a lot of layers of accountability that needs to be had, and it starts. I don't want to be one of those people that says it starts with us, but I just know that it starts with us because we can control us. But then it starts with building systems and layers that can, hold people accountable. Absolutely. You feel me? Like, because at the end of the day, we are 100%. Individuals and systems that are controlling the output of our lives, whether we like it, to acknowledge it or not. Right. You feel me? And the fact that when it comes to women and pregnancy, when it comes to Black women dying, more likely dying in childbirth, or the baby not being a stillbirth, being higher, but we're 13% of the United States. So keep this in mind. So when 60% of the jails are Blacks and we're 13% of the population, something not adding up. Right. And when you talk about the 13th Amendment and shit coming right after slavery, and then you're saying that a person can't be born a slave except in the prison, a person can't be a slave except in the prison system, then you start the prison industrial complex. We got to hold people accountable for what the fuck going on. 100%. You get what I'm saying? And it's not no like, I'm still doing my research and my data and, getting my, getting my weapons, you feel me? Absolutely. But I'm doing things light. I'm doing music. Right. You feel me? I'm doing art and culture right now. Right, yeah. But 50-year-old Rob, that's a whole different nigga. And I'm telling niggas, so nobody's about to be shocked.
Right.
And I'm saying it in everything I'm doing with my programming and my events. It's giving you little layers, but I'm prepping. You feel me? Because the United States government has to be held accountable.
No, they do. No, listen. It is absolutely not wild to say that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just not. It's not no joke. It's not no game, and it's not like there's been a lot of niggas that have been lost when they didn't have to be, or a lot of babies that weren't born when it didn't have to be like that. You feel me? And at the end of the day, that's what keeps me motivated and inspired to use art and the building of tradition and culture to, establish positive habits for me and my people. You feel me? Because that's what it really boils down to, having positive habits that we are not being dictated by someone else, because we know ourselves. You feel me? To put it all back to the same thing of knowing yourself. When you know yourself, it don't matter what situation you're in, because historically we've been in bad situations. But if you have a strong foundation, you can do whatever, wherever, with whoever. You feel me? And using art and our stories to amplify our voices and control our future has been something historically that Black people have done in America for a long time. And the value of our music and our art has always made us be able to paint not the best situations in a better light. Yeah. So that's why I value it so importantly. That's why I want to make sure that it's understood that it don't matter where or who or what's going on. We can use our voices, our art, and our culture to create a better situation for ourselves and our families. You feel me? Yeah.
And one thing that, and I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm trying to say is, like, when you say that, like, on, like, the internet or, like, in a bigger public forum, it's like, oh, you're just woke, bro. It's like, fuck you, this, that. It's like, but it's just, when you demoralize what you're saying, or like when someone does that, they're not grasping it. Yeah. Like, it's like, bro, like, woke used to mean, like, you're aware, like, the government's fucking you and shit like that. And now it just lost all meaning. So it's like, yeah, you should stay woke, bro. You should stay aware as to what is going on in this country and what is going on within these communities. Because we can't, as a country, keep doing this shit. Yeah, facts. I understand it's been built on the backs of slavery. And we still got, like you said, the prison industrial complex. Yeah. But we, as a generation and shit like that, and wherever it starts, or if it even started now, it's not sustainable. Yeah. Like, it's going to crumple the empire that is the United States. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because empires don't last that long, bro.
Yeah, it comes in waves. You feel me?
Max is like 250 years, and we're approaching that soon. But you know what I'm saying?
And that's why it comes down to, when it comes to that, not to get too deep into that, but when it comes to people just living cooperatively, creating independent utilizations of resources and systems, and then developing skills and abilities that then they can utilize each other to grow. And copping land, doing things like that as cooperatively, and breaking down the brick, bro, and making sure that we can feed ourselves, educate ourselves, and give ourselves faith. You feel me? No matter what faith it is, just that belief in yourself. You feel me? And that belief that there's a higher power that is helping you through this. You feel me? And education, food, music, art, culture.
As you do, besides, the music festivals and stuff like that, you've done turkey drives, clothes drives, you see
gave the homeless and shit.
Right, you know what I'm saying? They see, like, the bigger shit. Yeah. But I feel like when they see that shit, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. Like,
I mean, because
like, that has, and
it's all about attraction, right? You feel me? And to some people, music is just more attractive, right? You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like when you're doing that has, like, almost a bigger impact than you are, like, putting on, like, these festivals and shit like that.
100%. Just being, like, when it comes to, like, being on the ground, working with different local politicians, understanding the politics that control the city that I'm in and the environment that I'm in, and then being able to contribute in a healthy way to it, is way more impactful for me than anything I've done in the music business. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit, just the music business, it's cool, it's fire. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not tripping, but when I utilize that to impact people that are in my community. I utilize being able to be successful on one avenue to inspire people where I'm from. You feel me? Yeah. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna keep running it up over here, but understand that when I'm doing an artist incubator, I feel way more fulfilled than when I'm in a studio in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
like when I'm talking to artists in my city and they can go from not knowing anything to then the next year going and doing deals, healthily good deals, you feel me, that can actually feed their families and not put them into debt or into a terrible situation because of some knowledge that me and a few others may have given them. That's what's important to me. Absolutely. Like, so this is cool and it's always going to be there and you always going to want to run it up. I'm not saying don't focus on the accolades and all that cool shit, but when it comes to like my main focus in this shit is like how many lives can I impact positively, not just impact. Well, you know what I'm saying? Correct. But like impact positively. Like how many lives can I change? You feel me? And I don't believe in changing lives on like a mad scale. I don't believe you change 1,000 lives at once. It's a 1v1. It's one day at a time. I might have changed that person's life. I might have changed 4 people's life here, 3 people here, but it add up. I got 50 years to go if I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? 60 years, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see 90. My grandfather got to see 90. The first Robert Lee, I'm trying to see 90 too. So exactly. I got a good little time period. So I'm just trying to walk in my path and make sure that I'm healthy, that I'm giving and that I'm doing for my community the same way my community has given to me. Just when it even comes to creating structures and entities and organizations and institutions that then support the creatives, because Copley Library saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to go to Copley Library. I used to catch this 23 from Roxbury, go to Copley Library 8 hours a day sometimes. You know
free,
what I'm
right?
Yeah, it's free. And they have a business library that's amazing. So, they have a business library, and it's America's first library, public library.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, even the frequency of being in there, like, it changed my whole shit. Like that's why I'm like this. Like, and it's the frequency. Like, this is the like. And you go to the library, you see what the first thing like and what it says. I think it says something about just the rights of like freedom. Like freedom starts in libraries. It's just some crazy shit where it's like, absolutely. Bro, and it's not bullshitting. You get what I'm saying? And it's like just those structures. So it's like, what does that look like for me to independently make structures, institutions, and organizations that can effectively support people even after I'm gone? You feel me? Or even after, like, I can't do this no more. You feel me? Like,
rest in peace to Mel King. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was. I think that's a great person for every generation of like young people growing up in Boston, the areas where he touched to look for. Like that's why he's on these murals, bro. Like,
that's why you got murals.
You know what I mean? So, and that's kind of where I see the disconnect with myself, because like there was a time period where where I was growing up, I didn't even know who Mel King was, and unfortunately. I only found out about him through like the last couple of years of his life. But, hearing about him, hearing his story, it's like, damn, it's like if I could have went through that, I would have like looked to a man like that. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of the man if you aren't already on your way to be as you, gracefully age. It's like, we're going to look at Rob.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, like I said, as a journalist, you got to give people credit. You got to give like. So, and everybody knows you ain't bullshitting, especially me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because just hearing you speak and like all the problems, like, you want to address and fix and like how you're doing so, there's going to come a time period where, like you said, Rob reaches 90 and we're going to look at him like, yo, give the man a mural because this is what he did for the community around here. This is what he did. Like, because as you were saying, you inspire one person a day. That same person go inspire another person. Yeah,
especially when you're dealing with artists.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. It's this chain reaction and shit. Yeah. So I really think that what you said was very powerful right there. And that's what I think a lot of people really got to like listen to and hold.
Yeah, for sure.
But as we were talking about the internet shit, about the woke shit, you had a few people upset a couple of weeks ago. I think
on the high street shit?
Just about a week ago. I was looking at it, I'm like...
I had a few people upset, huh?
Yeah, a couple people upset, I was like,
what it is.
But as you were saying, it's like, bro, they just attacked. There wasn't like this, like, yo, let's have a convo. It's like it was just attack. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a pack of hyenas or some shit.
Yeah. But you talking about
the diamond shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You talking about that diamond
shit. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So I would, cause I follow you. I see that shit. I'm like, I'm like, but do they really gotta get this nuts with the kid?
Oh
like,
my, yeah,
like,
they went stupid on me, didn't they?
Yeah,
oh,
it's
man.
like,
but it is what it is, bro. Like on some real shit, bro. Like I appreciate, you know, the internet community for holding me accountable for my bullshit.
Right, exactly. You handled it gracefully. Is the point?
Yeah,
I was trying
of course.
to get.
I'm a man at the end of the day. Like
100%.
at the end of the day, you're not always gonna be right. Like especially for the amount of shots I put up. Like I'm not about to always be right, bro. Like, and I'm not tripping off of being wrong or even looking at things from a different perspective, because I swear to God, when I let that tweet fly at 8 o'clock in the morning, I was not thinking about no unethical shit. Like I was just listening to New Rich Homie Quan. He has a part of the song. He's like, 3 million in jewelry. I see why niggas mad. My jeweler told me half these niggas been going lab. I took that and was like, ooh, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm charged up.
I was gonna say you up at Adam. I don't even think I was up that day.
And you know, but I do appreciate, you know, each individual that, you know, respectfully allowed me to look at it from a different perspective. I quickly conceded, like, oh shit, bro, 100. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm a man at the end of the day, bro. Like, I'm not like tripping.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if I'm tripping because like, and there was my ego did get a little bit of me where it's like, yo, you don't know who I am. Yeah. But then it's also like, damn, bro, there's some real shit going on in Congo that I got to give a fuck about low key. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, but I appreciate motherfuckers for even, you know, having that dollar. That's why I don't delete tweets and none of that shit. Like, cause even historically, like I view it like, okay, bro, this is what happened. This is how I dealt with it. You can check that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I said at the end of my concession was, I am a real nigga, not a perfect one. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, no one can say Rob ain't real or Rob isn't educate or Rob is unwilling to educate himself. No one in this world can say that. You get what I'm saying? So 100%. It's like when you really boil it down, what we talking about?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not too stuck in my ego to not educate myself. So I appreciate that. I even appreciate that, like, I was even able to get, like, I don't know how, like, they don't catch none of that shit. I was just popping shit at 6 a.m. about my plaques and shit. Nobody, that got a little 20, 30.
No one was paying attention to that, but as soon as you said that shit, it's all like,
it all together, you know what I'm saying? But you had a few people upset and shit like that. But, motherfucker told me I should kill myself and shit, but.
Like you said, that's the end of it, bro. That's the end of it.
We carry on.
We carry on, right, exactly. One thing that, these are my last couple questions, but one thing I did want to ask you, so let's say I'm an artist, right? And I'm coming to you, I'm like, yo, bro, can you be my manager and shit like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's your response? What are you looking for with these artists?
Right now, I'm just looking for frequency, you feel me? Like, it's all energy for me right now. Like I done put enough work where it's like, now this shit just about to, it got to make sense. Like, everything got to make sense. Like, so, yeah, that's where I'm at. But I can help. Yeah. I know mad people. I do mad shit. Right. So I can always assist. And I always take calls and meetings with artists all the time and just give them consultation free of charge. So if they ever want one of those, like, I'm cool. But when it comes to, like, building that, like, established relationship as a manager and artist, like, I take my time with that. Because it got to really match and align to not only my professional life, but my personal, you feel me? Like, when it comes to SeeFour, that's, like, we real locked in.
Right,
like his growth is my growth. Yeah. My growth is his growth. You feel me? Like, he is.
And that's on display. Like,
you get what I'm saying? That. Like, yeah, like that. So when you talk about, or you talk about a GIB DJ, same difference. You feel me? His growth is my growth, and my growth is his growth. When you talk about what I want to do with artists that I work with right now, for me, this business has never really been a dollar and cents thing. So I can't make it that way, and I'm not going to start because it's never been that way for me. Yeah. But it's just all about now. It just don't make the entry level or the entry point to get in with me is just different now. You feel me? So I just have to acknowledge that. But when it comes to like artists and shit, like, yeah, we can talk and you know what I'm saying? You can be in my network and shit, and then we can see if something blooms and shit. And like that, but it ain't no like, yo, can you manage me? Nigga, no.
Right, yeah.
I don't know you.
Right, exactly.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't know you, bro. Yeah. Why would I just, like, this is a real, like, bro, when it comes to management, like, the things I've had to deal with, bro, like, I can't do that with strangers, bro. No, like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way. Like, it's not that type of, people just think, oh, my manager. Like, nah, bro, like, this is a deep entwine of, like, life and work, and our families are involved, like, I know GIB and SeeFour's family. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
Walk into SeeFour's mama house and I get a big hug.
Right.
She gonna be. We prayed together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different, bro. So and I don't play no more. Like I'm not even looking for that. Like I don't. Or you talk about Scotty. You know what I'm saying? I was just at his wedding. You know what I'm saying? Cried on my, like we looking at like that shit is different, bro. Like and that's like when my man's coming up to me on his big day saying thank you. Like that shit is different, bro. And I'm not even playing with that shit. You feel me? Like this shit, our lives are so deeply entwined. Like, and our journeys are deeply entwined. So I can't just be doing that, mixing and mingling with anybody. You feel me? Like when you comes to choosing a manager and shit, like I get it, it's your career, but it's also your artistry. You feel me? And it's sacred. You feel me? So you gotta be very gentle about how you go. You can't just say, oh, he's good for this person, so he'll be good for me. Like it don't work like that. Like it gotta be individual to you. And, you know, your mans might be a better manager than I can be to you. You feel me? Like, because he care. You know what I mean? Like, he give a fuck about you. So don't think just because I'm a successful talent manager that I could be a great manager when they're for you, because the nigga who can be the best manager for you might be right next to you for real. You feel me? So I just want niggas to know that.
Right, absolutely. Because I feel like, you know, it's the accessibility thing. Like, a lot of people are very, like, accessible. Like, especially that's what social media makes. It's like, I can reach out to, you know, say like, because he was in Boston this week, Conductor Williams, some shit, be like, yo, I know you in town, like, would you be interested on coming to the pod, whatever, this, that, and that thing. But I feel like, you know, when people like see you and the status you are as a manager, and you know they're gonna be like reach out and shit, but it's good that you explain that, like, listen, like, it's not just, oh, I manage you and that's it, it's this whole thing. And I feel like artists don't understand, like, a little, I shouldn't say all artists, but a good like majority like don't understand the whole point of like, yo, I can't just boom, I'm managing you now. It's this whole person.
You can do that, but then you're gonna quickly crash out and burn out. You feel me? So
some do managers,
it right. Some managers, doing it right is a little different. It's slow. It's all slow, bro. This is a slow grind, bro. Right. Anyone telling you it's quick, they lying.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Right. And as someone with the platform, and it's gonna be my last question, what do you think the platforms in the city can like not only do for themselves to elevate themselves? Like, obviously, they can elevate the artist, but what do you think they can do to elevate, like, themselves?
Oh, the platforms? Like, the pods and
like me, you know, Mike, like, shows. Yourself, you know, see, like, just anybody, like, because, you know, we got abundance, but I feel like when I talk about, like, slop content and shit like that, that's, like, the popular thing, but, like, the stuff that really ain't as popular, which it should be, is, like, the C-dubs, the Bad for the Communities, the Turntable Teachers, the PutInWorks and shit. Yeah. Because that's actually like fine dining content. Yeah. So
well, I would say when it comes to that, I think just, you know, staying consistent, building your audience up, making sure that you're actually doing the work to build the audience as well, and that you're serving the audience that you actually have. Like whether it be 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, like are you serving them people? Or can they actually utilize, share, and like spread your content? Do you have the systems back up? Are they able to do that so that their network can then see your content and then it can potentially grow your audience? And when it comes to just keep developing, you know, content that you feel like will work, and don't get settled in onto just one platform. Make sure you're multi-platform. Make sure you're omnipresent on the web space. You get what I'm saying? Like making sure you have a website, making sure you're set up, making sure your YouTube, which is a critical asset, making sure that's that. Maybe running some ads. I'm not really too on ads for my business personally, but I'm not negative on it either if you feel like that's what's best for you. But just trying to get yourself in front of different audiences and building your audience, and then trying and failing with figuring out, okay, how are you able to gain a listener? Like, what is your listener retention like? And do you even have a system to check that? Do you check your data and your analytics as a business owner on a media platform, or are you just developing content and shooting out and letting it fly? Either way, if it fulfills you and it's the fulfilling thing, that's cool too. Like knowing what you in it for, you feel me? Like if you in it to build an audience, build an audience. If you in it to fulfill yourself, which I know a lot of people are in, because this is fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter the numbers or, like, how much you earn or you fulfilling yourself. So, keep doing that, bro. But if you want to build a sustainable business, go ahead, get mentors, whether it be, you know, this Score Boston. You know, they do free mentorship where you can just talk about, like, you know, the legal and stuff like that. There's Lawyers for Civil Rights where you can get legal assistance to build your business, doing things like that to where it's like, and then also figuring out who are the leaders in your space that you want to duplicate. Because, like, let's say there's New York, like, you know what I'm saying, and that's 4 hours away driving. You feel me? 4 hour bus trip, $20.
Always accessible, bro.
$20. You can go to panels, summits, symposiums there, and learn the business that you're in. And they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. We at our last symposium, we had the editor-in-chief of XXL. We had the deputy director of content at Billboard. We had the chief of content at Complex. We had the previous COO of Vibe or Essence. So, you know, this is like traditional media. You got legacy media, then you got modern media, and they basically gave the game, which will be coming out on PutInWorkTV within the next couple months. But figuring out what your business is and what your business plan is and your model, you feel me? It's different for each individual. It's not a cut and dry. It's just, do you know what you want to do? If you don't know what the fuck you want to do, or you're just trying to copy something else, that's fine. But understand that you're not going to get it like they got it. It only hits like it don't. But what you can do is like, okay, you like the Shade Room. Cool. You like Complex. So are you creating the Complex with a direction for an audience that they're not serving? Or are you trying to serve the same audience as Complex? So now, if you're copying Complex and you're trying to serve the same audience, why wouldn't they just go to Complex? What is your unique spin on what exactly you're doing? Like, you got to have an angle to why you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, with me and PutInWorkTV, my goal is just to service New England and showcase New England and showcase the other, like, all music and culture and news in one place. And my goal is to get the generation after X, like, so I'm not tripping. I'm a slow grind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I don't even, the people that
it's Gen A, I think.
Yeah. So the people that's going to be on PutInWorkTV, they're like 10 right now. So I got time. Right, you get what I'm saying? Like, I got like 6 years before, like, I want to have all the systems in order to where when that person that's 10 years old is now 16, and now we're talking about an 8-year-old, 9-year-old company, got apps, got the website, been going for a long time, got great, amazing writers that are still probably in high school right now. You get what I'm saying? And PutInWorkTV might be their first job out of, like, this is a long game. You feel me?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate, like, the game for that. Because, you know, running this shit and, like, because when I was on the hiatus, bro, it was like, man, what the fuck am I doing with this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, but now, like, it kind of makes sense. It's like, it's really helpful, like, having these conversations. Like, you know, obviously, because this shit's, you know, the YouTube's an internet archive. So, you know, we're going to look
back. It's a database, a historic database,
We're look back at 10 years at this episode and be like, all right.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be important.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do this shit. But personally, as someone who runs a platform, you know, I appreciate the shit you were saying and shit like that. Like, it's helpful. You know what I mean?
In a decade, like, if I do what I'm supposed to do, like, every piece of this shit, like, all these little joints are going to make a lot more sense. You feel me? And that's what motherfuckers got to understand is, like, when time plays out, like, I always say, like, time reveals who and what. So when time plays out and there's context to everything that's being said and everything that's being done, time is going to dictate the historical relevance of that content. You feel me? So you can do it for Instagram or you can do it for the Library of Congress. You get what I'm saying? Yo. You get a difference. You understand? We talking about history. Right. You understand? That's history. What's important. Yeah, and when you're an artist, you make history. But yeah, that's all it is. 100%. I want niggas to understand that.
And bro, that's how you end a fucking episode right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, people gonna be quoting that in 10 years. You know, you can do it for Instagram, you do Library of Congress. You know what I'm saying, my brother? That was it. That's why, you know, I'm grateful that we can highlight people like you, more specifically yourself. Because, like, when you pop shit on a public platform, people gonna listen.
Thank you.
People should stick to the plot and listen.
Stick to the plot, to come. It's growing.
But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode. Rob, where can they find you on any social medias or stuff like that?
Rob puts in work on all platforms. www.PutInWorkTV for my media platform. If you want to know more about PutInWork as a company, www.PutInWork.co. You can also follow my other company, Dorchester Art Project, on all platforms, and Dart Art Project on Twitter. And then just stay tuned to everything PutInWork, and follow SeeFour, GIB DJ. We going up. We're going stupid.
You're going stupid, right? Exactly.
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this episode, please leave a like and comment. And as always, hit that subscribe button to help grow this platform more. Yes. I appreciate anyone who's ever done that. As always, you can follow me on Instagram, REPETE617, and and the podcast, say_that_pod. Also, there's a link in our bio to see where you can find us on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube,
You know, like on Facebook, we got an Apple Music playlist that I've been updating constantly with all the artists that come onto the show. So please go like that as well. But as always, that was Rob Puts in Work. If y'all didn't get any type of game from that conversation, I don't know what the fuck he was listening to. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But you might be stupid. But as always,
dumb.
Yeah. Y'all know my motto. Don't say this. Say that.
Yo.
And we will see you in the next episode.